King Media, as always, pleasure joined by Mr. Frank Warren. Another magnificent 7. I tell you what, the first thing I noticed on this show, we was talking about it the other day, how you always bring fighters back from losses. There's 3 on this card that you've brought back from losses.
Yeah, well, look, it's not the end of the career. It can be a big plus for some boxers because you learn from it. You know, it's that old adage: you learn from your defeats, and the ones who learn from their defeats go on to bigger and better things. Ask Daniel Dubois.
Indeed, definitely so. Which fight do you think stands out to you? Which is going to be the best fight?
I've got to tell you something. It's very difficult. Look at that card. Every fight on it is a bloody good fight, and it's meaningful fights. You know, there are different stages of their careers, all of them, and it's going to mean so much to each of them that comes through, sets themselves up for 2025 in bigger and better fights.
You told me about the other day about the eye that you've got. You can pick out styles and fights, so you're going to know which one you think will be, which one's going to create the biggest wow factor on 7th of December.
I'm not going to say that at this moment. We've made fights which I believe are going to be really competitive fights, and it's up to these guys now to go and do the business.
Lawrence, sorry,
go on.
Lawrence OKOLIE, you've just signed up. I think, like he's openly saying himself, people are always expecting a lot from him. So, what made you sign Lawrence OKOLIE, and how much do you believe in him?
He's a 2-time world champion. It's no secret he was struggling to make the weight. He's now gone up a weight. He's in a very, very sexy division. He's got a platform. He's in a tough fight to make his debut against an opponent who really does fancy the job. If he comes through it, I can assure you that he's going to go on to be involved in some big fights. The question for him is, can he do what David Haye did? Can he do what Usyk did? Go up and win a world title?
I hope so. You signed a lot of heavyweights, a lot of big name fighters in the last few months. Was that on the back end of knowing the zone is potentially in the pipeline?
It's not really, because we've always done that. We've always signed them, and you know, we're in a position now where our fighters are. A lot of our investment we've made in guys that we've been working with for quite a few years now is coming to fruition. They're getting themselves into good positions, and some of you know have won world titles.
I want to ask you about Anthony Joshua's injury. Have you been told what type of injury it is?
No, I don't know. It is what it is.
Because I was speaking to Johnny Nelson yesterday, and he was suggesting that maybe it's the people around him that don't want him to take the fight, and obviously they've said injury.
I've got no idea.
Okay. Do you think Sky Sports will stay in boxing?
Sorry?
Do you think Sky Sports will stay in boxing? I know TNT, we don't know because you've left.
I have no idea. I have no idea whether they will. I hope they do, because it's good for our sport.
The Conor BENN situation, we've seen a lot of updates in the last 24 hours. Why do you think the British Boxing Board haven't said nothing? They've been silent for the last year and a bit.
They just probably heard what the decision is, and they'll want to read the decision. It won't be a 2-line or 3-line reason. They'll look at the reasons and decide what they're going to do regarding licensing.
Last question I've got from you. You've got a lot of experience in this question. So I was debating with Domingo the other day about fighters coming from money and some coming from underprivileged backgrounds. And we was basically saying he was saying it's not easy for fighters to come from money. So you've seen it all. So you explain to me, what are the differences with fighters that you work with that have come from backgrounds with money and some without?
Well, they're all different. They all come. You come from backgrounds where single parent families, from tragic circumstances, guys who haven't got money. Then there's guys who families, or come and they've got businesses. Ricky Hatton's family had a business, and look where he got to. It's all about desire inside them. A lot of people believe, the tougher the background, the tougher the fighter. That may be the case in some instances. Everybody's different. It's about because sometimes you're better off than one family's better off than another. That doesn't mean the desire's not there.
Fair play, Mr. Warren. Appreciate your time as always. Thank you.